I love that guy. He's cool. Anyways, point is embrace losses, fall upwards, and one of these guys is going to be doing that. You know, I think people look at this matchup and they go, yeah, like fall upwards, like keep fucking failing, but get better each time, right? Fail upwards is, I think, the saying, actually.
Yeah.
That's it.
There you go.
My man. Fall upwards, lol.
Next time I trip off the edge of a building, I'll make sure to fall upwards so that it takes a longer... You know, I'll die eventually because the space is up there, but I'll die slower. And
what if you're on Abyssal Reef, Maynard?
That is true. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And the top left here, this is Dick Boys parting.
Dragon Phoenix Gaming.
He's actually on Dragon Phoenix Gaming. He's on a legit team. I don't know why he's got Dick Boys. Anyway.
It's part of the brand, Maynard.
Yeah, it's part of the brand. It's part of the brand. It's his brand. Yep.
Down here at the bottom right, in the blue, representing Chivo Esports, it is Cham.
Thank you so much, V-Triple, by the way, for... He gifted 20 subs earlier and gifted another 2. Thank you so much.
Oh, what a nice guy. He did that after I managed to win that game, too, against Golden.
He is a StarCraft fan through and through, this kid.
He is.
Big love.
Got some sick plays, some sick micro. I feel like back on the Dick Boy thing, it's like the Red Bull sponsorship, you know, like Nurture and Raynor and stuff have had. Where it's like a separate sponsor and you could still be on a team, you know? So like Parting's got to rep the Dick Boy even while cannon rushing. Never mind, let's not talk about that bullshit. He's cannon rushing. It is going to be the Robo on the front version. Cham bringing one drone. Now, Cham has interesting responses. He's a real minimalist. He's a big hatch canceller. I'm wondering though, is he going to build it at the third or is he going to go for a proxy hatch? Because he sometimes goes to the proxy hatch counter. This drone though, looks like it's maybe going to his third base.
Okay, so... Yeah, this hatchery looks like it's going to be cancelled here. Cham is going to have a hard time keeping that alive, to say the least.
He's going corner-based muter, Maynard. This is one of my old... Oh, no, he changed path. He had it clicked right to the corner. Okay, and then he changed it.
A little bit about this corner-based muter that you were just about to go.
Corner-based muter is where you basically say, I am never going to get rid of this entrenchment on the front, but I will build just queens non-stop or something in my main. And, like, spines. And basically, if you get enough queens up, the prism can't really push in. Because every time that immortal prism come in, you just like one volley and the prism's on half-life once you got like 4 queens. And once they get a certain amount of transfuse and you have like a wall of spines, the immortal steps forward and gets hit by 4 spines and it slows them down. I'm pretty sure this doesn't work against someone of Parting's level, but I was like, oh shit, he's going to try it. It's either that or Swarm Hosts, where you just try to slow the game down, slowly get a handful of drones up on a corner base, and then you just make a bunch of Passion Hosts or Muters, and you try to kind of dance around and deal with it that way. But this is, in my opinion, the worst case scenario. These 2 spines building here, he's going to have to Bane bust all in to try to get out of this. So he's either going to run across the map and bust the wall in, which is what Dark does every time almost, and rolls the dice on it. And if the Protoss wall's off, they always hold. The other way is you can try to bust through the tightly clumped buildings. So you'll notice like the battery cannon on the low ground. 4 Banelings will take all of those out. But the other ones are kind of spread out a lot. So I worry for like Lings and Banes really being able to break out of this. Parting's placement is sick, man.
Yeah, I mean, Parting is an absolute god of this. He's probably the best, proxy cannon rusher Protoss in the world. Can't think of anyone that can do it better. We've got, Cham's got so many spine crawlers in his main base.
He's doing it. He actually is doing the delay tactic, yeah.
Yep, he is slowing it way, way down. This is way more static defense than you usually see from Zerg. Zerg's responses generally is like Ling Bane bust through this position, or they'll go for a Roach Warren, double gas, and go for Ravages and try and bile it down slowly over time. The Champ's like, nah, static defense. I'm just going to sit here and wait.
The Lings are ready to try to trap the Immortal. Oh, but he doesn't have enough Lings. No, he doesn't have enough Lings. That Immortal will get to the shield battery. That was a bad move. So even though you know the Prism's not out, right? He was trying to catch the overextend. You need to have banked up a lot more Zerglings if you're going to gamble on that. And now we see Cham here. He's got the lair finished, but he's only on 22 drones. He doesn't have any tech. I think he wants to go Swarm. No, Nydus. Okay, Nydus from the third base. Okay. But he's only got 2 queens.
And those queens are also in his main.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't need many Lings on the other side of the map, right? I guess... I'm just worried about the spines going down, because Parting, if he can dodge the tentacles, that's the big thing. But he just got hit. He's got to dodge them. If he doesn't dodge, then the spines will just do too much damage. But if he can dodge a volley drop and just keep fighting, drop, dodge, that's the big thing. Oh, he gets hit again.
Yeah, I mean, the whole idea that Pig's talking about here is that he's trying to, the spine crawler attack isn't instant. He wants the Immortals to... Oh, no, 3 hits with an Immortal there.
Yeah, it's too many hits. He's taking way too many hits here.
Oh, there I was going to say, for Cham to actually grab what he wants, what he needs, rather, from his main base, he needs to get the Nydus in his main first before putting on parting side of the map.
One spine goes down. He's going to try and replace that with this other spine. But these shield batteries almost endless. Third Immortal's almost out. And now the Nydus Worm is shown simply through that sound effect. Parting dancing in. There is one more transfuse. Soon to be a second one. Transfuse is going down, but those spines take big damage. The Lings have to come forward even to buffer a little bit. And those Queens really desperately need to keep hitting that Prism. They need to keep it back. They need to threaten. He's got to... Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, good transfuses. But, oh my god, parting with a nice commit. And the spines disappear. Once you get to 3 Immortals, it is crazy. The Lings getting in the mineral line on the other side of the map. I'm not sure if it's early enough, though.
He's going to get, he's going to cut off the supply line here of parting. So he's going to stop parting's mining for the most part. There's one cannon here with a very topped up shield battery, lots of energy, and that's going to cut through this Ling count a little bit.
Oh,
Meanwhile,
man.
the Immortals in the main base of Cham are just absolutely going ham here, starting to kill drones. The main base hatchery is under threat now as well.
He's got the Queens, though. He's still got 3 Queens, and he's still got that other expansion. His drones can just evac. He can give up this base and kill the base of parting. And he's kept the Queens alive, which is the important thing. Now, he's going to lose the spawning pool, which is rough. But he's got 3 Queens popping out, a 4th already down there. And that means it's very hard for the Prism to bring those Immortals down to fight. Suddenly, your Nexus is gone as parting. You know what? I don't think he got this going fast enough. I think his first Immortals took too many damage from those Spinecrawl hits. He's got 5 Immortals in a Prism, so it's not over by any means. But every second that goes by, we've got 1 player mining with 19 workers. And as that spawning pool finishes, going to be non-stop Queen Zergling. If he can hold on, Cham will win this game, but it's all about surviving these Immortals.
Spawning pool being remade here at the third base. Parting realizing here that this base is up and running. The drones won't just surround now. Parting's Prism Micro is pretty amazing. Let's see if he can get himself out of this hole here. Juggling 5 Immortals like a god. They are still pretty healthy, and they're shooting back on the Queen, still killing 1. Transfused by her sisters. She's still alive.
Drones coming in one more time here. There's just not enough lava production, having lost the... Oh my god! 5 Immortals do too much damage. That's insane. The spawning pool just disappears, and it looks like it's just enough here. Oh, I really think he needed a creep tumor and just a handful more Zerglings to make this work. With the spawning pool going down, it seems like parting having just enough to make this work. I mean, there is a critical mass here, and it's just enough for parting. GG, well played. I think a little bit slow there to get the Nydus going. I do think maybe he should have built that in the main. I guess he was saying, look, I might lose the main, and I don't want to lose the kind of origin of the Nydus, the butthole. But you know what? Really close game there. And in the end, looks like parting does take it out. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe he had some minerals. Maybe he could have built like some spines down there at the third ahead of time as well. But
when you
just
find Immortals, man, like do spines actually stop that?
They do damage, right? They do good damage versus armored units. They've got good range. It's just they disappear real quick if like 3 Immortals get in range of them. I don't know, man. Yeah, sometimes in that scenario, you're like, should I just transfuse the Zergling or the drone instead of the spine? Like, it's hard, man. Volume up on Maynard. No worries, guys. Apologies for that. I normally do crank him way up. I forgot to do that this week. Apologies. My bad, guys. So, Maynard, can you keep talking?
Talking. La 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 la.
I think Maynard is a little louder than previous week, so I think that's probably too much. Can you tell me what you had for brekkie?
I had 2 rye pieces of toast with fried eggs on top. Over easy.
Very nice. Okay, cool. I think that's a pretty good point. You might be a little louder than me, but I think we're good. So we're going to keep it just ever so slightly down from there. And that should be good. We'll get some feedback right now. And I'll keep my eyes on it for the first few minutes of this game as we chat. And hopefully you all can let us know how it's going.
In the top right here, going for, I think, the hatchery block. It is parting. Dragon Phoenix Gaming.
And down here in the bottom left-hand side, representing Chivo, it is Cham. Chivo SC.
Yeah, Chivo is representing 2 of the biggest Mexican players in StarCraft 2, Special and Cham.
Is what Koreans are on Chivo at the moment? On Chu,
I think
I just called it Chu because I was thinking about Su, because Su used to be on Chivo, right?
Yeah, it used to be Chuvu. Yeah,
Chuvu.
No, but yeah, Sue was on it, and now Sue is on a Freak of Freaks. So It's Ragnarok, I think, is the only Korean remaining on Chivo. It's mainly a South American team. Like they're what do you call it? I think I know. Like I just South American, I think.
And it's run by Olivia, right?
I think she's like the player manager, but it's run by a fellow named
Because I know Chivo have an awesome reputation. Obviously, just because you have Olivia working with them, and it's like hard not to.
Yeah.
Olivia's not going to work with anyone who's not up to scratch, right?
No. She's. I mean, there's been some dark periods of StarCraft 2 esports where there's been some dodgy teams and that sort of thing, you know, or teams have like appeared and then vanished because they just like burnt all their money instantly. And
then even in good teams, there's like levels of just how they treat their players, and you know, Olivia's always been involved with. Goes back to Axiom, right? One of the best.
That's right.
One of the greatest teams in terms of player treatment and trying to, you know, give them sustainability and long-term, you know, security and help get them out to events and all sorts of stuff. So just a cool team. Chivo, good to see them supporting Cham. Cham really has come up over the years, and I really think of Cham as one of the gods of layer tech. There is a player who's happy to go 90 workers and never make a hive sometimes against Protoss. And you're like, well, that seems silly. And Cham's like, no. Like, this Protoss will never get a 5th base. Like, I will make 1 billion Banelings and Ravagers and micro them in 3 fronts while Baneling dropping their mineral lines. And you're like, oh, okay. Like, so he's like a very big swarm zerg late game. Don't get me wrong, he can go hive. But just keep your eyes open, because this is Everdream. It's a big map. You do get that rich gas geyser on the low ground 4th, which both players are going to look for.
And I think Parting's doing the Adept thing, by the way.
Ooh, okay.
Because he went for the hatchery block, and then he got the Stalker's second gateway unit, and that usually means that Resonating Glaives goes down the Twilight Council. It's been pretty consistent.
So I, in my first match today, I did it, and it's been my way of trying to deal with this a bit, I was going to say is I do a Ling Flood almost every game. Even if it's just 14 Zerglings, if I see this build coming, or I think it's this build, I will start building those Lings and hit about 340 with just a ton of Zerglings, kill a Stalker in the wall, force more units and shield batteries and things, and just slow the build down and kind of make it a bit awkward. Anything to slow that Prism down and hopefully get some mistakes from my opponent, maybe snipe the Gateway. You'll notice that Parting is building a 3rd Gateway unit, a very early Adept there as well, not delaying that at all. Some people have been delaying that just a little bit, but this way he's got extra safety against any sort of aggression. I mean, I don't really think Everdream's necessarily the map for it, but just interesting to see. And continuing his pro production, Glaives on the way. Of course, you want to get your units and do an Adept warp in on the front at the same time. So for now, it's just 3 gateways, right? Oh no, it is 4. There's a second one in the wall. Okay, nicely done.
No, he's got everything that he needs to have the Adept pressure, and Cham's Lings out here on the map are going to spot this as well. So this is a really good spread of Lings from Cham. He knows Prism's coming across. So this is confirming what he suspects right now. You know, he's cut drones at 44. He's done nothing but make roaches here for the last few seconds, and that's all he needs to do right now. So making any drones at this point, it's just it's a fool's errand. So big
hats off to the creep spread
here for Cham, and lovely creep spread is another thing I was about to mention.
Roaches coming forward, Queens. Obviously, there's still a dangerous moment here, but the Adepts did take a little bit more damage than they would have liked, and they're going to start threatening multiple bases. Notice they go back in here. The Shades are going to commit. He dives in. He says, hey, those Roaches and Queens aren't actually on top of me enough. A dangerous move from Parting, but he is a gambler, and he loves to just dive deep on this mineral line. Already gets 3 of those workers, and almost gets a 4th. Not quite. Is going to shade back out to the 3rd base, and that 3rd hatch, if you can snipe that, even if your opponent protects their drones, you can snipe the hatch. That's huge damage.
Certainly is. Adepts are not amazing at killing structures, but when there's infinity of them, they can actually damage structures.
Oh, Cham splitting very nicely.
Cham was on top of it, man. Those roaches.
He's losing his gas mining, though. These are his only gases. So you know what? Simply by forcing these drones off the line, it ruins Cham's ability to keep building roaches or add anything like roach speed behind. So I like that Parting said, you know what? This is enough of a disruption. I've still got a Prism on the front. I can warp in 2 more Adepts and poke around. But you know what? Let's go 3rd base. I've got my first Immortal on the way. I'm going to shade these Adepts over to keep threatening. And I'd really want to see at least 1 or 2 sentries in the near future. It's just hard because Parting has still not put on his 4th gas on his natural. His probe count is still not very high.
Yeah, and Cham's actually at that point where he knows that he's got a window to drone up, and he's doing exactly that. It's going to be up in the 50s here. In fact, he already is. And he's getting spores just in case Parting's following up with the Dark Shrine, which has definitely been something that Protoss has been doing from time to time with this build.
Chance did this same timing attack to me this morning with such a fast blink. I think this is going to be a +1 blink, kind of Immortal Sentry, just a big old timing attack. I don't think we're going to see Parting go past 55 probes. I think he's just going to get minerals on the third, and he's going to push really hard with Blink Stalkers. Obviously, if he senses Cham has a big enough army, he will start probing up and adding gases. But I think for now, it's all about getting mobile, getting aggressive, and not giving Cham any space in this game. And once again, finds an opening in the main base.
Oh, that main is wide open, man. And these Adepts just going to kill so many drones. They're already got 5, and that's not going to be it.
Nice hold position micro there from Parting. Realizing there weren't many fighting units around, at the start of that, he actually did hold position. So his Adepts all hit separate workers, and he killed like 4 workers in the first volley before actually starting to focus fire. I love seeing that little bit of precision there. Does save 2 of these Adepts. One of them, no space in there, does end up getting taken down. But so much control here over the pace of this game. What you've got to remember, though, is if you commit too hard to a +1 blink Immortal Sentry timing, Roaches and Ravagers are not bad versus that, and there's already 25 Roaches on the map. Cham has managed to maintain a 52 drone economy. He's lacking things like melee, like no upgrade going on the Evo, no Baneling Nest. But against Blink, I mean, I feel like it's kind of weird. Like, you want Zerglings, you want that 4th hatchery, that production to combine with your Ravagerling, but I feel like Mass Roach Ravager can do it. You've just got to kind of flank it and have enough biles kind of spreading both across the Immortal Sentry as well as breaking the force fields very quickly. So
and also a big army supply, you know, like a lot. You can't just be on an even army supply with a Protoss that has an army like that. You need to be up like 20 or 30, especially if your upgrades are a little bit lacking, like it certainly is the case here for Cham.
4 Immortals on the map. That's a roach killing army if I've ever seen one. Having Lings that can tank in front of that is great. Of course, one of the things, though, that does make you struggle here as Cham is if you go too many Zerglings, you go, cool, this is good for our Stalkers and Sentries. Well, number 1, force fields, keep him out. But even a few Adepts warped in, they've got Glaives. If you have a handful of Adepts in your army, they will just blitz through the Zergling count. And, uh-oh, Cham, oh, he's going to lose 2 Ravagers and a handful of Roaches in the middle of the map right now.
Yeah, they were pathing a little bit split up there, going through the middle.
Sandwich, though. But I think this might be a bit too ballsy. Parting can actually easily block that army on the left-hand side, and he's got a ramp he can pull back. I think Parting is very happy to take this fight. Oh, he's gone too deep. He left the ramp.
And, that Prism is a little exposed, but Cham doesn't have high ground. He can't pile it down. This warp into Stalkers might make the big difference here for Parting.
Oh, this is actually, Parting just went, wait, he should not have gone down that ramp. He did not realize just how big Cham's army was. He didn't realize how much trouble he's in. 2 Immortals have already fallen, and even though Cham eats a few biles, he doesn't care. He's just going to jump on this army, and Parting pulls 2 Immortals home. The Stalkers are going to try and blink their way around to buy time. You've just lost all the complexity of the Protoss army. Just a pack of Stalkers, 2 Immortals, and a Prism.
Yeah. And he lost all his sentries. You know, there's so much gas lost there. It's not like he has Archons. He doesn't have charge or anything like that. It's just very much committed to that Blink Stalker attack. And most of those Immortals are dead. All the sentries that offer you those force fields that let you win the battle, they're not here either. So it's just Blink Stalkers. Parting is a bit of a god with Blink Stalkers with his Prism Micro, but will it be enough? Cham certainly has the numbers.
That is still double the army supply. Down 15 workers is Cham. It's an all. And the Immortal in the wall. Get to the battery. Oh, it does not get enough healing.
Oh, that's a big pick off there for Cham. 1 less Immortal just raises percentage's chance of this working. And it's looking pretty good so far.
Look at the concave management. Concave management, the biles. Every time Parting comes forward, Cham's like, dude, walk into my biles, bitch. Walk into my biles. But at the same time, he's pressing into the mineral line, so Parting has to fight. He's got to come forward. But Cham just keeps saying, look, I'm not going to chase you down. I'm going to let you come to me. And those 2 Immortals trapped in the front. The Prism does come forward. The Stalker's forced to blink on top. Probes engaging on the natural at the same time.
Yeah, he really wants to keep that Cybercore alive. If the Cybercore goes down, Parting can't warp in more Stalkers. Parting's starting to close that gap a little bit. His control has been pretty amazing, and these Stalkers have actually been trading really well against these Roaches and Ravagers. Amazingly enough, Parting is still alive. He's lost 14 probes, but Cham was committed on 50 workers here, Pig, and that's perfectly fine for Parting.
Dude, that was such a decisive blink forward. As he pulled probes forward on the left-hand side, he kind of trapped so many Ravagers in his wall-off. And it was actually just the perfect move. Those 2 Immortals never died. He kept ferrying them to safety with his Prism. He's going to push across the map, trying to win the game. It's +1 and Blink versus 0-0 Roach Ravager. Remember, there was never a big production lead here for Cham. He doesn't have any upgrades. He's trying to add more Zerglings and Ravagers here, but the Stalkers do not care about biles. So biles are great when you outnumber them and you can swamp them. But when you're on the back foot like this, the bile doesn't really do anything against Stalker Immortal. Parting just dances around this.
And he can dance all day. He might lose another Immortal or two here, but he's just got enough Stalkers to seal the deal. Cham needs like a big flood of upgraded Lings, but unfortunately it's a little bit too little too late, I feel. There's just too many Stalkers. And Party doesn't even have a, he has a Prism, but it's all the way up here in the middle of the map, and he has to come down. And when that Prism joins in with these Stalkers, I think that's it for Cham. He's so close and yet so far here in game 2.
Yep, GG, well played here. Very nicely done there. And Parting, I mean, we thought Cham might have him there, but did feel kind of wedged into an all-in, and Parting, just that fantastic micro. This is one of these things, dude. There is an experience when you play against Parting. Obviously, Cham's an infinitely better player than me, but I feel like I just saw echoes of it there, where you're like, I'm ahead. Like, I just caught so many of his sentries. I got 2 Immortals. I should win. I got double 2.5 times his army supply. And, like, Parting will just take a fantastic engagement. Like, look about how long he was dancing between his natural and his third. Dodging Biles, buying time, and then just that decisive blink forward at a point where it looked like a crazy move, shuts him down, and closes the win out. So, I don't know, as always, Parting, so good under pressure, throw him into a chaotic situation. He's like, this is my home, fam. I love messy games. I love scrappy games. Just let me micro my way to victory every single time.
And Parting will be our first semi-finalist. His series was pretty quick, all things relative. So he's going to go on through. He'll be sitting in the semis and waiting for a little bit, I think. His opponent is nowhere near ready because he hasn't. The quarterfinal on the other side for Parting isn't even up yet. Jim Rising versus Petite Drogo in the round of 16, and Epic versus Chance to see who's in that quarterfinal. Winner of that will face Parting. So the winner of those 2 series facing each other will be the winner of that series that faces Parting. Clem is versus Bly in the round of 8, and Burninator versus Namshar also in the round of 8. So Clem versus Bly is just a series that I feel like keeps happening, man. Or Bly versus European Terran, I should say. It's just like Bly versus Thermal, Bly versus Hero Marine, Bly versus Clem. It's just always Bly versus someone. And Future as well. Like, he hits Future a lot in this tournament. So